Hello! We're live! We may be still getting a few things together, but we are live. It's Roll for Crit, and you're joining us for a session of Dungeons and Dragons. You may have heard of it. We're playing the 5th edition. My name is Jonathan, and I will be dungeon mastering. This is a smaller slice you're going to get to see of our larger campaign that we've been playing on and off for years now. But if you're
big emphasis on the off.
big emphasis. But if you are a subscriber to our Patreon, you listen to our podcasts, and you have heard some reports, we'll catch you up to speed on what's going on. But first, we'll introduce everybody else. As I said, I'm the GM. Will, what for people who don't know, what's your character all about?
My character is Orion Praxis. He is a Dragonborn Ranger who is currently on journeying in Molokis right now. We're in this fun little town. Is town a fair word to call it?
Yeah. We'll get to the town. We'll get to the town. Don't worry.
In order to help his own city he's from. He's sort of exploring and also possibly trying to find his friend's mother who went missing many years ago.
Good backstory. Juicy stuff. All right, Ivan. What are you?
I am Lord Featherbottom II. I am a half-orc champion fighter 4? Don't know why it says 4 there.
But, I think that's your level.
Okay. I'm just champion.
What's your wisdom score?
Shut up.
Now.
And,
Or would that be intelligence?
and that's it.
All right. And how about Danny? What are you?
I don't know.
I think you do. By the way, some of us have cameras, some of us don't. So if you see black space, just use your imagination. It's what D&D is all about. But Danny's a special case because you're not from this universe. You're a Tauren. What's your name again?
Mulgrew Bloodhoof,
Yeah,
and
pretty good.
I'm a giant cow. Trying to do good and have all the wine.
That's what more could be said. Oh, no. Sorry, I was trying to bring the chat up on my phone and started playing our own live stream. You don't want to listen to that. All right. And finally, last but not least, our friend Garrett. Who's your character?
Who we actually learned a little bit about last night.
Yes, if you caught our game night.
I am Varus Starfall. I am a high elf wizard, and I cast a lot of fire spells.
Hey, pretty cool stuff. All right, so when we last left off, again, our party is trying to help out this town of Molokis. The little name of our campaign is Myths of Molokis, and totally homebrew. I made it all up, so if it sucks, blame me.
And we will.
Right now, you guys are in the midst of a thick, scary forest. You're being led by 2 C's. You're being led by Jebediah, who's the tracker slash unofficial warden of the forest. He kind of does his own thing. And last time you discovered a bunch of goblins who were summoning an evil creature that Orion recognized as a Shoggoth, which real people may recognize as something from Lovecraftian lore. You were able to, it was a weaker version of one, you were able to actually take it out. And now you're here in this area. You'll see also we're on Roll20 right now. That's what we're using for this. And it's a little crude. We do it a little, I do everything by hand here, nothing fancy, but it's something to give you a little bit of a visual when we're having combat or things like that. So I think you guys were planning on maybe taking a rest or something last time in this area. You just killed, as you can see, a lot of goblins.
Yeah, I have 0 spell slots, so I'm about as useless as a twig.
As a twig blight, one might say.
Right?
I brought it around to D&D.
Do we want to search the cabinet and stuff first before we rest, or do we want to rest first?
Yeah, I mean, we can look around, make sure it's like safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys did look through. There's kind of a chest of drawers.
I couldn't remember if what we found in there. I
over
just
in the
remember
corner.
there was.
Yeah, that's where you found
Oh wait, I got a health potion. from one of the cabinets.
There you go. And you found the glowing or like not glowing but
Oh right.
the egg like warm stone.
Oh, it is an egg.
No, that's what you called it. And it was like a black pulsating warm stone. And
Dragon egg kind of thing.
And you found a map with scrawlings indicating that perhaps there's a dragon in the area.
All right.
There was a
yeah.
tent here, but you burned it down.
Slowly.
It was a slow burn.
No, it wasn't.
I
That
don't
it
even
was a
think
slow
I
burn.
burned it.
No, I think Orion burnt it with a flaming arrow,
Yes, I shot a
Yeah.
flaming arrow in there.
which is cool.
Yeah, I'm the voice of reason.
Listen, I've been camping for 30 years, and tents burn fast.
How many tents have you burned down, IRL?
A few.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I guess I'll take first watch. I assume we're gonna.
Well, actually, what time of day is it?
It's like getting towards evening now. It's starting to get dark. You've been in here for
okay.
most of the day. It is a dense forest, but you can still tell what time of day it is. You're experienced day timers.
Alright, I'm actually gonna, while we're checking this out, I'm gonna ritual cast Detect Magic, so it takes 10 minutes, and then I get to know if there's any magic around me.
All right. A tree falls on you, breaking your concentration. No, what's the radius of? I assume it's
30, I think. 30 feet.
I'm actually just curious. Do you have to sit in one place and decide, or can you kind of like walk around with it?
Once I have it going, it lasts for 10 minutes, and I can walk around, and it'll, like, anything magical kind of like illuminates to me a little, and I can tell what type of magic it is.
Got it.
Like what school it's from.
All right. Well,
Badger magic.
you are definitely detecting some magic coming from the ring, sort of, that was scrawled on the ground that the goblins were around. They were summoning from it earlier, but that's
Okay.
starting. It's not as bright. It's starting to fade.
Okay.
Also getting some magic vibes off of. There's still some stuff in this chest over here. There was just kind of generic. Like I said, there were animal parts and organs. There's some like little vials of dusts and liquids
That's
and
vile.
things that they were presumably using for some kind of ritual purposes. That's right, they're vile vials. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
that. No inspiration for you.
Aw.
Also, want to remind you at the top. I think. Do you know how much? You think you have 3 or 4 inspiration at least?
Let's see. It says we have 4.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I'm sure I kept that up to date.
Oh, and let's not forget, Mulgrew, you have mushrooms.
Oh yeah,
Right.
he's got
Oh,
like
right.
mushrooms growing out of him.
Mulgrew
Right.
inhaled or breathed in some magic leaf dust, and mushrooms started growing out of his back. He seems to feel okay right now, though.
Should we maybe tackle those mushrooms? Maybe shave them off his back?
You go
With
for it.
what, like a sword?
Yeah, no.
Just pick them off, Featherbottom.
Maybe Mulgrew, just rub your back against a tree. Maybe the mushrooms will come off.
There's also, I think that's it. I think that's the magic that you're detecting.
Huh.
Any unless there's something more specific you wanted to check that I'm forgetting.
No. I was mostly looking to see if there's like a hidden door or anything like that, or a trap or something that I should be looking out for. If the house, the cabin itself was enchanted or something.
Certainly not of magic. That is not
Okay.
over here. So you're gonna. What's up? What's your next move?
So I'll
So I'm
like
gonna go to sleep because
I'll take first watch.
Always a
I
good
have
move.
0 slots.
All right.
Yeah, I should probably nap too. I think I used a couple of guiding bolts.
Yeah, and I should probably fill up my health. So I should go to sleep.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
all your health was pretty good, but you burned through plenty of spells.
Well, because
Yeah.
my health's at 19, my max is 27.
Yeah, that's
So-
that
So
that's
does someone want to take watch after me in a few hours, or?
Yeah, I guess. I can when I only have to sleep for 4 hours, so I can wake up after.
All right.
okay.
So I
Well,
need-
are you doing a short or long?
I
I
think we're
assume
doing a long
rest.
Okay.
Long. Yeah.
It's like nighttime, so it's like kind of normal to like go to sleep at this point.
Right.
Yeah, that's correct. In not like in video games where I'll just like, I need to sit by the campfire 8
For
times.
13 seconds. Yeah.
No, I didn't
I'm
want
well
it to be
rested.
10 o'clock. Next day, please. The world is ending. What are you doing? Anyway. Okay, so you're all snuggled in except for Orion, who's taking first watch. Is that correct?
That sounds right.
All
Yeah.
right. All
Oh,
right.
that Shogoth is dead, by the way. It is.
It is dead. Yeah. And although you don't have a tent any longer, there are like thick trees and brush around 3/4 of this area,
So we're kind of protected.
it's not
Wait,
a
don't
terrible place.
don't
Yeah.
like we have tents in our items?
That's very possible. You have like adventuring gear
Oh,
or
I don't
whatever.
actually.
I thought we lost most of our gear.
That's possible too.
I didn't.
I do not have tents.
I have an
Uh,
emerald dagger.
Yeah, you got that from
You found a dead guy.
right.
Right.
Huh.
It was from the spider.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
actually helpful when you don't remember things because for anyone who doesn't know what's going on, we get to recap it.
I have a pewter goblet. I don't know where I got that from.
That's cool. I think you might have. I think that might be from like a puzzle from one of like the first dungeon we ever did.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
'Cause it just
Also,
says
like,
sun
the
next to it.
hand and stuff.
Yeah, it had a sun in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was one of the last of the puzzles of like that kind that I tried to give you. I was like,
I have
never
a
again.
spellbook.
I have a legendary sword.
Also cool. All right, so Orion's on first watch, and it's all quiet. You know, it seems it's a peaceful night. You hear, some shufflings in the trees, but presumably it's just, squirrels, nighttime squirrels,
Nighttime squirrels.
perhaps
Nightmare squirrels.
perhaps owls, perhaps a bear. Not an owl bear though. Probably. You
What
hear.
about, what about a squirrel bear?
Well, I'll tell you that you hear rustlings, but you don't see anything.
Who's Russell?
Exactly. So, time passes and it's up to you. You could, if you feel like exploring more, or you can just go ahead and give Varys the next watch. And
I mean,
Good
I'll
for
just
now.
give Varys the next watch. I'm not. I don't think I'm crazy because I did use a bunch of stuff too. So
All right, you should
all right, yes.
heal back up.
So you're up
Yep.
for your 4 hours. It's the dead of night now. Varys wakes up fresh as a daisy.
Screaming.
I,
What?
I know you only need to sleep for 4 hours, but do you still get tired? Like, do you get tired sooner than?
I don't know. I
El-
don't think so.
Who
El's
thinks
So
that?
bad.
my racial trait is trans. 4 hours semi-consciousness provides the same benefit as 8 hours for a human. So I assume no, because it's like I slept for the normal amount of time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, interesting. You have an extra charge. Okay. All right. Well, you're out watching as well.
He has that rapid charge.
All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and use it to start practice like throwing my that knife, so I can get better and better
Oh,
at it.
the Emerald Dagger.
I don't think that's what I used to cut the web.
Oh, which knife are you talking about?
That
my
knife.
my small knife.
Oh, you just have a regular knife.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the
Yeah.
Emerald Dagger's cooler, but it's up to you.
Nah, I don't want to break it.
All right. Huh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like toss it like kind of towards a wall, towards a tree or something.
You're like bouncing a ball off a wall, only it's a.
It's a
Kind
knife.
of.
It causes death.
I wonder if you were doing that, even in this case, would that be an athletics check? But it's really more based on your magic skill, not your actual athletic
I have
prowess.
no idea.
What's your casting wisdom or
Yeah. No. Int.
int?
Intelligence.
Yeah, I think I would think that would be because you're using your mind to manipulate it, not your body can be frail and pathetic.
So intelligence or arcana?
Yeah, make whichever one's more specific.
I'll go arcana because it's higher.
Yeah, sure. All right.
18.
Oh, cool. You're getting real good at this. You're getting real good. You have time to kill. It's like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day when he learns how to throw the cards into the hat. I'm sure you know Groundhog Day, right, Varys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. After the season's shadow, everyone throws cards into their hats. Yeah, you're really developing your skill on that
Alright,
front. So
that's,
kudos to you.
That's all I'm gonna do.
Well, maybe it's
And
all.
also look out for, things approaching us.
Yeah, I'd like you to make a perception check. Just a basic perception check. Whew,
There you go.
look at these. Oh, but so I guess I should say, oh, do I not have the 3D? Let me turn that back on because people in the chat can't actually see the side. It's blocked by our faces.
Oh,
Oh.
So let me turn on.
We could all just read out our numbers as we roll them.
Yeah, that's true. I just didn't think to do that. It does say dice are enabled.
Man, I just keep getting critical hits. 20 after 20.
So that Arcana roll was an 18, and now this perception roll is a 17. So that's pretty good. And you hear some more rustling that Orion was hearing earlier, but unlike Orion, you're maybe a little more suspicious, or something about it just sounds off. In fact, it's coming from behind you.
oh no.
Inside where people are gathered and sleeping, and what you see. In fact, I'll bring it onto the map. Let me,
Oh no.
Roll initiative.
Oh, I might need to bring this in to my clip art library, which people also can't see right now. Thought this was in here. I wonder if switching computers. No, it has a bunch of different things. Oh boy. Now I'm slowing down the whole game.
I guess it was nothing.
Talk a little bit about your characters while I find some clip art to use for this. Go ahead. Somebody tell me Varys, what kind of a dream did you have last night? Yeah, I mean you slept for 4 hours. Did you dream about home?
No, I dreamt about what's my backstory? Hold up.
I bet this is in there. I just can't see it.
Oh, I completely forgot this was my backstory. Going into it, it has had zero relevance. I've actually thought of messaging you at some point to see if I could change it.
It's
So
almost
it'd
like
be
the
easier
world
to weave in.
changed all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean we'll make it have some relevance. Don't worry.
Let's see, I've got
Time will go on.
had a dream
about
where
you?
I couldn't talk to an angel because I know celestial. I was confused.
You-
I don't know.
Couldn't talk to an angel.
Correct.
So it was confusing that you couldn't because you actually can.
Yeah.
Huh. I wonder what that means.
Whistle.
You're asleep. maybe our cleric can help you out and analyze that, interpret that dream for you later. All right, so here's
bottom. Oh,
you're
I was gonna say
oh no, I'm
still
good.
asleep,
I'm
right?
ready. You're
Okay.
all asleep except for Varys, who sees. Now I know this is not going to show up well because this is the worst clip
Are
art
those the twig blights?
image of all time. They are indeed twig blights, which you've run into before in this area. And actually, I'm going to assume, by the way, that I mean, Varys, where were I assume you weren't hanging out at the back.
I don't know where I would be.
Are all those dead goblin bodies still there?
Technically, yeah, unless you did something with them.
Oh, we probably should have said something.
Creative.
Oh, and this Shogoth should have a red X on it. It's also dead. All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
X gonna
That
get
was
it
probably
here.
by wherever we set up a fire.
Sure. Right.
There, sure.
Yeah. Right. Here's your fire right there. So.
Is Jebediah asleep as well?
Oh yeah, Jebediah is asleep.
Okay.
That man needs his beauty rest. So yes, you see two twig blights back here, and they are. It looks like they're sneakily poking around, trying to take some of your possessions. They're looking around, looking in people's pockets, stuff like that. But you're the only one who's awake right now.
There's only two of them.
That's correct. You
And,
see 2.
and the sounds I was hearing was coming. It seems reasonable that there's only 2. There's not like more hidden that I heard.
It's probably reasonable, but it being a forest and all,
All right.
there's a lot of sounds at night that could be confusing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna firebolt them.
All right. no, not gonna wake anybody up or anything. You're just like, let's go.
No time for that. I'm pretty sure. I kind of remember they're pretty easy to kill.
Okay. All right.
How big are they?
They're small. They're like maybe a few feet tall, like 2 feet, 3 feet.
All right. Does a 22 hit?
It does. So far you're acing these rolls.
4 damage.
Sorry, this
Fire.
is just to one of them, right?
Yeah, to 1.
All right. Well, one of them is lit up and crumbles into a pile of ash. If I can get there it is.
Are the dice not just not working today? Because mine aren't able to, and they're not showing up.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if it's recognizing that I'm streaming it. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh.
I don't know.
There we
I
go.
saw
there's some
wolves.
dice. Yeah, those are the first ones I've seen.
It worked if you use the not through the abilities, but on the side where you just have the dice.
Huh. Don't know. Go figure. Well, at any rate, I guess you'll want to roll for initiative.
Alrighty.
Us two, or
I don't know. Are you? Well, that probably would have woken you guys up, right? Unless you're real deep sleepers. I don't know what you're. If you have like a really low perception stat, I guess.
I mean, maybe you can make the argument for me and Zeta to still be asleep because we were awake longer.
Yeah. I mean, that's up to you if you want to.
Make sure you click on your person.
Yeah, I forgot to. So I lost a decent roll, but oh well.
It's just one little twig blight. I mean.
Yeah, I'll say that I'm still asleep because I was up later than everyone, or something.
Okay. All
Look
right.
at that 4.
I mean, it's up to you. You're the GM.
That sounds good. That's what you're
Sounds
thinking.
good.
That sounds good. All right. I'm gonna give this guy on there. He got a pretty good roll.
Also, I'm a Dragonborn. I'm used to like things catching on fire around me with everyone using their breath weapons.
Yeah, that's
In my
fair.
town.
All right, so this twig blight is freaked out. He saw this and he wants to get out of there on the dubs.
And this is the one, right?
That's the one right there. The one that's not currently ashes.
The one that's right in front of me. Right.
And he's got a few coins in his little gnarled tree hands. And he's making off with them. And he's like he's moving here, here,
Okay.
here. And he's up in these like tree areas. And that's where he is. That's all he is. He's you can see him. He's within range of you all.
Okay, so I wake up because he woke me up, I guess. From
Yeah,
stealing us?
a fireball just
Woke us
exploded
up.
next to your head.
So I'm gonna
I don't know Fireball yet.
Firebolt, excuse me.
I'm gonna grab my longbow and run over next to Jebediah.
All right, cool.
And then
Is Jebediah still sleeping?
Yeah. That's a good question, actually.
as I walk by him, I kick him.
No, Jebediah is awake. Yeah, he's a light. He has to be alert at times like these.
Right. Okay, so I use my longbow and try to shoot the thing in the face, or if there is a face.
All
Right
right.
in the bark.
Right in the bar. Oh. Well,
Should just stick with the axe.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, it's up there in the trees, and it's hard because it kind of camouflages itself with those
Right.
trees. So yeah, your arrow, you hit a tree.
swing and a miss.
You hit an actual twig instead of a twig blight.
Oh. I hate when that happens.
All
Varys?
right. Yeah, Varys. I mean, you're
All right,
up and at 'em.
I'll
Adam
move
in.
up to like here-ish and then do the thing again.
Varys, do the thing.
Firebolt.
Also, if anyone wanted to,
17.
oh look at that, wanted to like wake Orion up, for instance, you could on your turn like yell or something like that or poke him.
I'll use my longbow to wake him up.
Another 4 damage fire.
I didn't say that
Assuming
your
a
17 hit. Yeah, it does hit. I mean, this battle's over before it even really got started, and you've fire bolted another one right there.
Right there.
Big win for the team.
Well, should somebody
Yeah,
go up
I
and
carried that fight.
should somebody go up and take what's he stole from us?
Yeah, I was gonna look to see what the one just to the left of me had.
One to the left.
I'm
of me.
gonna sleep some more.
Then I guess I should go forward and loot this guy.
Yeah, fair
Sure.
enough. Fair enough. You
So I wrestle through his
find-
pockets.
well, I wouldn't say
They're
his
just
pockets.
leaves. They're leaves.
It's more like he's got some loose change that kind of. Well, it's like maybe they have like a hollow, like in
Okay,
a tree.
Yeah.
I just imagine it's like Fallout. You find a thing of dust if you kill something with a laser weapon. You're like, oh look, a shotgun.
Yeah, you find 10 silver pieces,
Okay.
and the other one had 12 silver pieces on it. It looks like both of them came from Mulger's personal stash.
What?
Well, I think you might be the only one who actually kept your money with you.
No, I kept my money. That,
Oh, okay.
I had money too. I think we all did.
Well, at any rate, they were by Mulgrew, and that's who they
So
took
I
from.
returned them to Mulgrew
Thank you.
because
Sure,
I,
why
wouldn't-
man, McGuckin.
I wouldn't steal
Yeah.
from him because he's a large cow.
Yeah, I'll give it back as well.
All right. Anything else? Or are you ready to go back? If ever we'll go back to bed and relax.
We can go back to bed and
Yeah,
relax.
that's
Do we want to set up like a trap or anything, just in case anything comes around? Is that an option?
Nah, we'll just firebolt it again.
All right.
That was
Good
easy
night.
enough.
All right. The rest of the night passes uneventfully, and it's morning now, and you all wake up, and Jebediah is by the fire, and he's cooking a muskrat, which is his favorite delicacy, as you know, from his homeland of Polaria, where the Polish live. And he is, he's like, hey, you want some muskrat?
Is it a muscat kibasi?
Does
Polish.
anyone smell burnt twig blights?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I noticed
The
there
thing
was
happens.
some
It's
commotion.
fine.
Yeah, sorry I kicked you while I was running last night. It was fine.
Yeah, I think it's okay. These twig blights, they're all over the place, and sometimes they like to get their little tree hands into your pockets and grab at you.
Why do the twig blights care so much about collecting little trinkets? I didn't know that was a twig blight thing.
Well, it is in this forest. What can I tell
Well,
you?
if you look on page 222 of the monster manual,
Right.
I mean, I wasn't
Morimoto
going with
says
that.
hello.
I was just thinking more about
Hello,
nature,
dude.
create sprites and stuff. But what do I know?
Well,
I
you could
prefer,
make you could see
Fear
what your
Mist.
character knows about it, or
I don't know if I want to make that roll and fail it.
what would a fail be? You now know less about things.
I reveal how stupid of a ranger I actually am.
Oh yeah, this is a forest.
There are plants.
So Jebediah is ready to. Of course, as everyone watching knows, and of course, as you all remember, your purpose in this forest was to find this lair where these wolves live,
Right.
who are terrorizing the town. They're forest wolves, of course. And Jebediah is ready to lead you back on the path. You also have this kind of like goblin map again that pretty much tells you what you already know. You kind of have to make this long trek around.
I don't remember if we actually asked Jebediah. Does he recognize the map at all?
Yep, that's I mean, this is a little bit it's crude. It's a crude map. I'd make a much better one. But
That's Jebediah, by the way, everyone. That's his Jebediah.
Hey, I'm Jebediah. Sometimes I kind of sound like Beetlejuice. Sometimes I sound a little bit like Scummy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's who I thought you were.
Another character. Who, Beetlejuice?
No, I was thinking
Scummy?
for some reason I'm mixing up from Futurama.
Who's from Futurama?
Janitor.
Janitor?
Oh, Scruffy.
Oh, Scruffy.
Scruffy died the way he lived. Yeah, they're all the same. I have about 4 voices.
And they all come from Matt Groening's
That's
backlog.
right.
Well, what about Gloria?
She's not in this campaign, thank God. So, yeah, he says, yeah, it's a crude map, but roughly accurate. Yeah, I guess maybe. Yeah, I see. There's like this dragon. It's like drew a dragon over here.
Do you know of any dragons in the forest? Or
Yeah, I think there is one.
Oh, great.
But I mean, he keeps to himself. I don't go into that area too often. Usually, I take the shortcut. But since that's closed, we might be heading right directly through that area. I don't know.
That's great.
Fantastic. Oh, I
what
guess.
what a thing.
Did we say who has the rock?
I think you picked it up, but I mean, you can
Okay, I'm
decide.
gonna make sure. Yeah, I'll still carry it. Rock? Question mark.
Rock. Yeah.
Ding.
Bird.
You can just put down Dragon Egg. We all know.
It's a black rock that pulsates with life and energy. And it's
Dragon.
ovular.
You guys want
I
to just
should have
crack it open
looked at
and
it
cook
with
it? No.
when I had Detect Magic going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Whoops.
shouldn't you have already noticed that? Like,
Yeah,
shouldn't
but
have-
if it was like in your bag, I might not have noticed.
Well, I guess let's continue on our little trek.
All right.
Which way
So
are we going?
you leave this little area, your little home away from home. I'll bring you back to an old forest area. Oh, we have some old drawings on here. You were devising a pulley system.
Very good thing we didn't draw anything else a little awkward.
No, we're all adults here. So, you're in this rough forest. By the way, all of our images today are provided by Google Images. So thanks, Google.
You're
We're
welcome.
not officially sponsored. Oh, Google's here. That's nice. Yeah. Anyway, you travel on. Again, this is a dense forest. Jebediah is leading you as best he can through the area, but it can be rough going. And eventually, it starts to get even worse. It starts to get even thicker, even bramblier. And you reach an area that I'll bring you to right now. If I make sure that I am putting you in the right one. Yeah, this is the right one. All right. So get ready for this, artistic majesty.
Oh, man.
If you want to place yourselves over on the left side over here, you're coming from the west. You're now in the east part of the forest.
I only needed to zoom out all the way.
I don't know how to do this. Why does it never work?
It's a good
Nice.
question. There you go. I see you.
I see
I
you
see
there.
you.
Ungati Oele Kameye is, of course, Navi for I see you. Now,
Nerd.
What?
there are no Ikron in this in this forest, and no Thanatars or
What
dire
is you
horses.
talking about?
Is there unobtainium?
Well, hey, maybe that rock in your pocket's some unobtainium.
Hey.
It's
So
in
we've
it.
obtained it.
Yeah, well, we'll have to change the name. I mean, they had some in the movie. It's a misnomer. No, what you see. So this crudely
someone.
drawn green. Who are we missing? I think that's everybody.
Nope.
Are you not there?
No,
Jebediah.
Oh, of course, Jebediah. Jebediah, here he comes. There he is.
he's
Always,
lagging behind.
always late to the party.
He's an older guy, right? So maybe
Yes.
it took a while.
That's
Yeah,
right.
how's he like leading us if he's always the last one here?
He's sort of from the back, and he's like, "Keep going that way."
That's a new voice.
Well, he's shouting. It's the same voice. Give me a break. All right. This green area, this spiky green area, that is like super thick thickets,
How many
thorny,
seeds?
brambly. It's sort of like the kind that Varys had to crawl through with Jebediah earlier in the forest. Maze-like structure, snaking its way around. It looks difficult to penetrate. And when you see... Calm down, everybody. And what you see at the center, it's blocked off, but there's a huge tree. You can see it because it's shooting above past where the brambles go. They're kind of like growing off of it, around it, and into it. Yeah, that's what you see, a big old tree. And
Is it the Jiku tree?
it's that wouldn't be a bad frame of reference, but it's not.
This all sounds very combustible.
And Jebediah tells you that unfortunately, this might be the way that you got to kind of break through is to get through this tree.
I don't know. It looks like there's space like up here, over here.
Oh, hold on.
I'm kidding.
Need some.
That's where the lava falls are.
Wait. Look,
Yeah,
a bridge.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right there, and a lot going on down here.
Listen, this is an Animal Crossing. You can't just build a bridge over there.
That takes a whole day,
Right.
and you all better chip in. It's 98,000 gold pieces.
But no one will chip in.
Is Tom Nook in this campaign?
Just put it on my tab.
Can we take a loan?
All
So
right,
it's like just a really large tree surrounded by like dense thickets. A really large, yeah.
it's a really big tree.
A thick thicket.
Okay.
So like bramble thick, it's not like a bunch of trees together that we could climb. Can people hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can't hear Jonathan.
Well, I'm just gonna assume then that we made it through. Everyone gets 2,000 experience.
Right. And we cut the
We're
tree
all
down
in.
into toilet paper. So it's toilet paper tree now.
20 million
Right.
gold pieces each.
And all the
Your own
thickets,
Walmart.
we turn into hand sanitizer.
All right,
I think
accidentally hit the mute button on my headphones. Didn't mean to do that. All right, so back to the game here. We get right back into it.
You want to go back to answer maybe some of our earlier questions?
Yes, it is indeed just thickets and thorns and brambles, not trees, that is surrounding this one large tree in the center. You also notice there's like a light fog emanating, seems like from within the tree. Not too bad where you are right now, but it looks like maybe it's getting thicker up ahead.
So that's going to prevent all combat damage.
I have a theory. What are we looking for? We're looking for wolves.
Yeah.
I have a theory that this is the wolves' lair.
It's possible. Do we see an
No
entrance?
wolves, just spiders.
You cannot see an entrance from where you are.
Do we see tracks of like where either people or animals like walked off in?
You could certainly make an investigation check and find some if you can.
Yeah.
I will investigate for that. Oh,
Ooh.
Orion can help too.
investigate.
Wait, you mean
there
my
it is.
5 isn't good enough?
Yeah, I only see Will's dice. I mean, Orion's a trained ranger, so his 19 is a lot better than that 5.
Truth.
I tried though.
Yeah, you tried. Examining, this is, again, it's not for most creatures, this would be rough terrain to get in and around unless...
Not for my giant pterodactyl.
Right, yeah. Flight would certainly be one way you could get in and out easily.
I should have mentioned that. I have a pterodactyl as my companion.
That is correct. His name
And
is...
what is his? Thank you.
Zeta.
Yeah. And so, yes, you do see some tracks around the base, and they are familiar to you in that you saw them in and around your camp earlier. They're twig blight tracks coming in and out of here. In fact, you find a couple of copper pieces that they dropped, like they've been carrying some money they find here and there into this
How many
in and
do
out
I
of here.
find?
A couple, too. So you can go ahead and add 2 copper pieces to your inventory. Enjoy
Oh,
it.
wow.
That's my gift to you. Don't say I'm not a generous giving GM. Gary Salazar in the chat asked, what app are we using? Is this Roll20? Yes. This is Roll20, roll20.net.
With Google Hangouts for our chat. Google
That's right.
Hangouts. We don't want to switch to anything else.
That's their catchphrase. So that's what you find.
So I guess does it look like I could crawl where the path they took, or?
Well, I would assume twigs have a much easier time twigging.
Right,
around
but
in
I mean,
twigs than we do.
does it look like it's a path that we could traverse, or is it like pointless for us to try to use their path? I guess
They're certainly a lot smaller than you, and I wouldn't say that they really have a specific path because they're a lot more adept at just like weaving in and out of different. Also, they're like made of wood and twigs, so it's harder for them to get scratched up by thorns. Like they don't really care that much.
right. Remembering what happened earlier when we tried to take the shortcut and it turned out we got blocked off by a weird wall of magic vines. I take my claws out and just try to cut through them to see if they regrow as quickly as they did during that weird moment.
All right. Yeah, you can make a strength check, I guess.
Go back to the sheet, and I can't wait to roll a 1.
Oh man, the
Close.
suspense.
A 9 and a 4.
Oh, but it's a 12 with your proficiency bonus.
Sure.
So it's okay. It's like, yeah, you have cool iron claws, right? Isn't it called? Isn't that
Yes.
the name of your attack?
And
And
Pokemon. I
yeah.
use Iron Claws.
yeah, that's right. You slice right through some of them, and it does not appear to be like what you encountered earlier. They don't grow back. Doesn't seem like there's any kind of magic really involved. At least not in the same way.
All right. I go to Jebediah, our guide, who supposedly knows this forest like the back of his hand. Should we just try to slowly cut through all this and make our way to the tree?
Oh,
I
you're
don't
talking.
have a
Sorry,
voice for my
Jebediah.
character. Yeah, I don't have a.
I was
don't
like,
have a
they're
cool
talking
voice.
amongst themselves. I'm just gonna
I
look
think
at
I
my book.
used to, but I realized that's too much work. And when you have 4, I have 0.
Yeah. Sorry. So you're asking Jebediah his advice, basically, and
Yes.
what he thinks about this. Yeah. Well, he says, unfortunately, hey guys, me Jebediah. You know who else I do for really scummy is really based on is Spencer Crittenden from Harmontown. That happens. All right. So yes, he says, unfortunately, this is where we got to go. We're gonna have to find a way to cut through here in some regard. It's gonna be annoying and probably dangerous, like everything in this forest. And if you want to turn back right now, that's cool. I understand. I won't charge you extra, just this regular rate.
You said you're going to give us a refund.
Well, we said we were gonna discuss the details of that. I don't think refund was. I don't think that word was used specifically. It's a little strong.
I stand near Jebediah, looking intimidately with my arms crossed.
Well, listen.
And mushrooms.
Listen.
Oh wait, how is his mushroom growth? Does
Oh,
it look different?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, it is a little bit more mushroomy today.
I'm gonna just take a stick and just see what happens if I try to like brush them off or stuff.
All
Like,
right.
I'm not touching them myself.
All right. So, I mean, is Mulger going to allow this?
Yeah, why not?
I asked for permission, of course.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you're just kind of gonna brush at / poke at the mushrooms that are currently growing out of his back.
It is a well-known ranger technique of use stick.
Uh,
Down the generations.
they
Deep mushrooming.
they basically move and react like mushrooms growing out of the ground would. They don't fall off or anything. They're just like little toadstools.
Can I put more force then to see, like, because mushrooms are not very sturdy things. Like, can I see if I can rip them or anything, or with a stick?
You're gonna
Like
use
pushing them off.
Yeah, like I'm gonna.
Like a pry bar.
Okay. Yeah, I guess make a strength check and we'll see.
Ooh.
Hold on, it's a little slow for me. Oh, that's a crit.
Oh man, I saw the 2 first, and I was like, oh.
No, you got another 2 with a 0 after it. Yeah, you're very strong. You put a lot of force into it.
Yeah, I put the stick down and say some crazy technique name and just start stabbing at them.
You kind of knock Mulgrew down to the ground.
Right.
He's you're being very forceful right now. You do now shake a couple of these mushrooms loose, and they take a little bit of fur with them. But Mulgrew doesn't seem to feel it too much. It's almost like, I don't know. It's almost like getting a haircut. Like he could tell something's going on, but it doesn't hurt. It's not painful.
Can I ask you a question?
You sure can, always.
What's the maximum fireball damage Varys can do?
That'd be a question for Varys.
So
Firebolt?
once again, I don't have the spell Fireball.
Well, what do you
Firebolt.
have?
So Firebolt is
A
a
D10?
1d10. If
do
I
have
did
that.
Scorching Ray, that is 66 if all hit and I send all 3 bolts at the same enemy. So I
Okay.
guess 66.
Well, we want under 27 is what we want.
Danny wants to know if you can cook him without killing him.
Right.
Hold on, because I also have a
Yeah,
trait
now-
that makes you automatically save.
While
If
they're
you- if-
doing that, Jonathan,
Yeah.
do the mushrooms react in any weird way when does they start regrowing quickly on his back, or do the ones on the ground do anything weird, or they just act like mushrooms?
No, they pretty much act like normal mushrooms. His back seems... there's still a few mushrooms on his back and shoulders, but you knocked a couple loose, so nothing's growing back immediately.
Okay.
Jebediah...
Do you worry about this, Jebediah?
Jebediah doesn't know much about magic. Nothing like that. I like to use my hands. I like to put my hands in the dirt and build something with my own.
Did any one of our magic users actually do a check to see if they understood what this might be?
No.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah, so
We're a very
to
carefree
answer your
group
question,
here.
I think it would be best if you want me to burn them off, it's probably just firebolt them repeatedly rather than using spell slots. I
Alright,
could
firebolt.
burning hands your entire back, but that would probably be painful.
I like how we do this after we left the campsite.
Okay, so who has detect magic?
Oh me, I can start channeling it.
Yeah, let's detect magic and see if these mushrooms are magical
are.
or not.
Such a skilled
Alright.
group.
So I'm just gonna sit down a little bit and then start casting it. So it takes
I'm-
10 minutes to.
I'm gonna keep an eye
cast
out
it.
to see if any twig bites are coming out of this thicket over here.
Okay. By the way, in the chat, Scott Armstrong said, "Perfect show for my afternoon of hazy IPA drinking and tainted Grail sleeving." Sounds pretty good.
Man.
Pretty good stuff. Got to sleeve those cards, baby. All right. So, sorry, you're examining the mushrooms. Is that what you said, Varys?
Well, I'm
he's
casting
detecting
detect magic. Right
detecting
now.
magic
It takes
on
10
them.
minutes to cast because it's a ritual.
Okay. And
And then I'm
meanwhile,
gonna look at his back, and then I'll look at the
And,
special rock.
Yeah, I'm playing Sentry.
and
right
detect
now.
magic. That's a cantrip, right? Is that it?
It doesn't use a spell. It's not a cantrip, but it doesn't use a spell slot if I cast it as a ritual.
Oh, okay.
So while these guys are doing the magic, can I use my great axe and try to clear some of this this thicket around us so we can have a path into the big tree?
Sure. Sure. That sounds like a good idea.
So I'm going to try to create a path here-ish.
Oh, hereish. Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Oh yeah, it's dipped in a little.
Got it.
So I'm going to use my longbow. Nope, sorry, great axe. I'm gonna shoot at it. No. All right, so I'm just trying to clear the plants from the ground's ends. Okay, I got a 6 and a 15.
Well, since you didn't use inspiration, that would be a 6, I think,
Oh
right?
wait, can I re-roll that or no? That's for.
That's for
That's
damage.
for damage. You
Damage.
get a reroll, and that's also a critical miss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can we use an inspiration on that?
And no, You'd have to announce that beforehand.
So
I wanted. This is your axe. That is piercing damage, correct? Pretty sure.
Yes. Nope. Great axe is slashing.
Oh, it's slashing damage. Oh yeah, piercing would be like an arrow or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's a lot of verbs and adjectives in here. Nonetheless, well, I mean, You're making an attack on it. You know what? It's I'm gonna allow you. It's just thorns and vines, and you're getting you're getting into the swing of things. Your back's a little bit like you slept on like the dirt. Wasn't the best
Right.
sleep of your life, but you do manage to cut through just some of this vine here. In fact, I want you to roll your damage. See how much you get to cut through.
I have an 8. 8 slashing.
You cut through 8 points of 8 points of health of vines.
Congrats, you cut 8 vines out of 1,000.
I was
Yeah.
aiming for TikTok.
And you were doing sorry, like in here, I think, or sorry, I lost my in like this
Like
area?
right in front of me.
Oh, like right, yeah, like in this sort of zone.
General.
Yeah, you kind of like here. What I'm gonna do is erasing never works for me in this thing, or I don't know how to do it.
You click
You
erase.
select it and then delete it.
Yeah, but there's a whole. It's all like one scribble for most
Can
of
you
that.
paint white over it?
I'm just gonna do like a little here, like this. You kind of cleared like that much up. You can like get through there.
Okay.
And you can keep hacking at it. It's up to you.
So yeah, I might as well. I'm going to roll again.
Sure, go ahead. But in the meantime, yeah, I think your detect magic is probably he's hacking away.
Alright. So, first up, the mushrooms. Do they look magical?
Boy, you're getting some great rolls today. The mushrooms on the ground are not giving off any kind of magic. The ones on Mulgur's back definitely are. It looks like when you cut them off, they lost their magical properties.
Yes, cut
What
them off.
type of
with a
magic?
stick.
Does it look good,
Whatever
bad?
you did. Does it look good or bad? That's a great question. Oh wait, no, you need to stay on here.
Now that after you repeated it, I'm like, huh, what kind of question was that?
A great one. Let's see here. I mean, I assume because your whole thing, you want to know about the school,
Yeah.
most likely.
it's the ELO school.
Like the
strange
band?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
strange.
Oh, what up?
Strange magic.
Right.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. Let me just take a quick check through these schools here, so I can let you know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this would be the School of Transmutation.
Oh, okay.
I don't like alchemy. I watched Full Metal Alchemist. This can end badly.
You're
Alright,
fine
so-
as long as you're not near any philosopher's stones or little dogs and girls.
Little dogs and girls.
Sorry, a little girl and a dog.
I'm still missing it.
In Full Metal Alchemist, they
Oh,
get.
okay.
I was about to say, but I'm like, I guess that's still spoilery.
I just didn't know what it was from. Okay. All right. So, yeah.
Orion, do you want to pull out the rock and let me have a quick look at it?
Sure. I pull the rock out of my bag. How big is this? Is this something I can do with one hand, or is this like basketball? Like, how big is this rock? I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it's pretty small. It's like the size of your hand.
All right, so I pull it out with one handed.
I mean, you are a dragonborn, so you have a bigger hand than most.
I don't.
Can I
I
ask?
guess somewhat, but
I have more hands than most.
Uh,
Can I ask a really good question?
go on.
The Dragonborn can't recognize that it's a dragon egg.
dragon.
That's
born-
racist.
And that's where we ended the show.
No
See you
dip.
guys later.
What? So sorry. What are you exactly doing? You're just looking at it.
He's seeing
Yeah,
if the
does
magic
it's
gives
giving off magic.
Oh, it is not giving off any kind of specific magic. No.
Just looks like a regular old rock to me.
Alright,
What do I
so-
know?
Nothing else it could be.
I rolled a 2 and a 2, which is a 7 and a 7 for my great axe. Do I do anything?
Yeah, you're good. In fact, I'm just gonna let you. You're cutting through You're doing pretty well with the swing of things. Yeah. No pun. Well, yeah, the pun was intended. Forget it.
Pun wasn't that? Okay.
It was intended. You're cutting through. I mean, eventually, yeah, you get to the edge of this tree. You can all join in
the
there.
mushrooms.
That's up to you guys.
Yeah, I don't know what we should do about it.
Should we
I
try
think
to
we
get
should cut
more
them
off?
off.
Yeah,
Yeah, just cut
I
them
think
off.
So.
I think that's up to Mulgrew.
Yeah, cut him off. Get rid of him. Fuck it.
All right, I'll,
You can't use that kind of language on here. That's why you have to push to talk.
His face looks so upset right now.
I'm so sorry, guys.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It won't. It's not the first time. It won't be the last. Not even from you. Last week.
all right, so
All right.
I'll start using my small knife and start carving off all the mushrooms off of his back.
All right.
And for the ones that I can't reach, I'll use Mage Hand and have my Mage Hand, cut them off.
You do so. You do it. And for the time being, at least, Mulgrew is now mushroom free. So that's
And I
pretty good.
yell. And I
Anyone
yell.
want these mushrooms?
No.
It
Feed
tastes
him
slightly
to
like beef.
feed him to Zeta.
No.
All right, I yell. You guys should come over to the tree. I made a path.
Ooh, path.
You're like a finder of paths.
Like a pathfinder. I get it. How tall is this tree?
Oh, it's tall, baby. It looks like maybe 100 feet up in the air at least.
Do we want to use our climbing gear?
What do we see once we actually make it to the tree? Does it anything? Because you made it sound like a lot of it was obscured by the brush.
Yeah, so you're at just like a small section of the tree, and it looks like some sturdy bark. Looks like some good, solid, robust bark.
This is some good bark here. Yeah.
But Jebediah's coming with you too. There are
Bark says
actually
bite.
a couple of well, I don't know. Do you want to like? Are you trying to see anything particular about it, or you just like off the bat? It just looks like big tree.
I'm looking for anything odd because I know I saw the twig blight tracks, and some coins. So I assume they're all coming over here, and I'm hoping possibly like squirrels or something. That there's like a nest or something around.
Maybe they live in the middle of the tree.
Can we?
You're
Is
in
there
the
like a
middle of the
gap in
tree.
between the brush and the tree that we can like walk around the tree?
Not really. It's like right up against the bark in
Okay.
most areas.
Do we want to burn it down?
This is a large tree.
Jonathan, do I need to make a roll?
Sorry. Yeah, I'd probably. Yeah. Sorry. Tell me again what you're exactly trying to look
Well,
for.
I'm looking for more signs of the twig blights because I know there's a path leading them in, and since they dropped some coins, I'm like, maybe there's a nest around here which has all our stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
You can also send Zeta up to see if he finds anything.
Not true.
If Zeta finds something specific, how exactly will it learn English?
I have beast bonding, so it can psychically communicate to me.
Oh, okay.
That answers that question.
Duh, magic.
It's true.
Yeah, you find more of those little twig blight tracks on the ground, especially in the areas now that Featherbottom has cleared a lot of it out. It's easier to find them, and there's little imprints on the trees, and not like maybe like 15 feet up in the tree. It looks like there is a little opening that maybe they're coming in and out of, and it looks like through that opening there might be at least some part of this tree is actually hollowed in the middle.
Oh, I want to check this out. This sounds awesome. But
Wait,
before I do that, I want Zeta to fly
where's
up.
the hollow?
Oh, sorry.
It's like 15 feet up. There's like an opening in the tree, and it looks like the tree itself. They might be going in and out of.
I want
Okay.
Zeta to fly up 15 feet and look into the hole.
All right.
I guess first I should, because we had a whole day in sleeping, I need to put my hand on his head again to reestablish the connection. I believe I have to do. of beast bond.
Okay. Zeta likes
So-
that. He's, he like scratching behind the ears.
Oh yeah, behind the horn.
Yeah. I guess like then they must have ears, right? They can
They
hear.
do, but I don't think it's like how for us ears that stick out.
Right. Hey, what are you trying to
It's
say?
more like a lizard where it's like an indent into the skull.
Anyways, I
Yeah,
want him to
huh.
go up and look in and see if there's like any twig blights like guarding the hole or around there.
All right.
Like he doesn't need to go in it. I just want to like be at eye level.
He does not see anything around the outside of that area.
And how big is the hole?
It is probably it's almost like a tear, like a crack in the side of the tree.
Okay, so none of us would be able to get through it.
Well, it's a big tree. It's maybe 5 feet in length and maybe like 2 feet wide.
Who's our smallest person? Jebediah?
Yeah,
Jebediah is smaller than Varys?
I would
Oh.
assume that he's a human.
Oh, yeah, but elves are little tiny people, aren't
I'm
they?
pretty short, I think.
Elves are sometimes really tall.
I'm
Like, aren't they-
5'7", but really thin.
Yeah, I think I thought Varys was kind
Guess where you're going.
He also like that fog you were seeing earlier. It looks like it's much thicker inside of this tree.
Inside.
That's right.
What are they doing in there?
Blazing it up.
All right. Oh, I
Never
do
mind.
have climbing gear. I guess I'll. Yeah. I guess if you guys want me to go up, I'll.
Yeah, why
I'll
don't
give
you
it a
check-
go.
Go
Yeah.
up there, take a picture with your smartphone, and tell us what's going on. What year is this?
All right. All right. I'll. Yeah. I'll try to climb.
All
What do
right.
you want me to roll?
Make an athletics check, my friend, or acrobatics.
Now, as he's climbing, should I keep cleaning brush around the tree?
Acrobatics.
Sure, and I'm gonna keep an eye out for twig blights.
Double 16s.
All right. You are good. You climb up to it. You're at it. And
What do I see? Do I see it before entering?
looking inside, so you're gonna like kind of poke your head in, or just from the
Yeah.
outside? Yeah. Again, it looks like you can't see much because a lot of it is obscured by this fog, which, by the way, up close has like a bad smell to it. It's this acrid, sharp, unpleasant fog. But it doesn't seem to be causing you any harm
Okay.
from where you
Yeah.
are right now.
I'll crawl in a bit and do I like see anything, hear anything?
Well, by crawl in a bit, so are you like going through? Do you want to like go into the tree?
Yeah, so like into the crack, because I assume like I can like kind of like crawl through it a little bit.
Yeah.
Or my
Yes, you can. You
Yeah.
can. All right. Just any special way you want to do it, or you just going
so
in
is
there.
it like a horizontal crack or is it more like vertical?
More
where I'd have to,
vertical.
like, shimmy. Okay, so I guess I'll
But
like shimmy
it's
in.
not
like,
super long. Like you can basically get right through it, and you're like in the tree. It's not a.
In the
Oh,
middle of the
okay. Yeah, so
tree.
I'll go through the little crack. Does it like open up inside?
Yeah. Yes. There's a larger space in there. All right. So yeah, your acrobatics from before are sufficient, and you find yourself on the other side of this tree now.
I'm going to step in for a second. With my roll, did I clear that much?
Let's see.
What do you? Oh,
Yeah, you could get down there if you want to. I mean, at this point, you're hitting things. If it's more just a matter of time. So
Do you want me to keep rolling or no?
no, don't worry about rolling. You
Okay.
go where you need to go, and I'll let you know when you get where you want to go.
I'll just keep making markers.
All right. So let me just check something here. This is got it. Yeah, I mean that's pretty. Yeah. Now that you're in there, Varys,
Okay.
The fog is a little bit. Your eyes are kind of adjusting to it. You can see all around you are piles and piles of gold, trinkets, silver pieces,
suspicious.
copper pieces, weapons.
How long does detect magic last?
I was literally about to ask that too.
I thought it
It's-
was 10 minutes.
It's 10 minutes, but is it still within 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's still within 10 minutes, I think.
All right.
Probably just
Do I
starting to
see
wear
anything?
off.
All right. Do I see anything magical?
Yeah, there's like every so often, like maybe you see like maybe a dozen like blips off in different corners of this.
Is this aliens? The radar's just.
Yeah, it's a lot like aliens. Don't tempt me. You don't want to fight one of those. And
Sure.
you hear
Yes, we're sure.
you hear a real. It sounds like a big old snore, kind of like a snore, like a wheeze, like a.
Huh? Like a dragon?
Again, adjusting your eyes. Let's see. What do I have here in my bag of tricks? Yeah, it's kind of like. It's kind of like a big
Version of that?
green dragon.
Huh.
But a little. It's not as active as this image might imply, and it's also not as fit. It's kind of a fat dragon, and it looks like it's been sleeping here for some time now. You spot a couple of twig blights like here and there. They're in the corners, coming in and out, but they're not really paying any attention to you right now. And this guy's in the center
Okay.
on a pile of gold and treasure, asleep.
All right. So I'm gonna start making my way out. And
What's that guy from the Lord of the Rings crap?
Yo.
Smaug?
Smaug.
Is that Smaug?
I don't think Smaug. I think Smaug's
Jonathan,
red.
would you say it looked like this?
Oh wait, I can't see you right now. Hold on.
No, I sent in the Google chat.
Oh. I don't. I can't see it. I don't know where it is.
I
I
sent
don't
it the
see
one that's
anything.
just for you. Like it's the one with
Oh.
art.
Well, I mean, is it going to be good for the audience?
It's the fat dragon that they introduced in Pokemon.
I literally have never seen that dragon before, so this is not.
Anyhow. So
hold on. Just some. German Empire asks if we still played Twilight Imperium. We had never played Twilight Imperium. We've never played it. So.
I have once, and that was many years ago, and it was like before I knew anything about board games. Like guys, like, oh, we should play this. And I just remember him dumping it out. And I was just, what is this?
Yeah, Scott recommends you should totally split the party. So take
Ooh,
that
good
as-
idea. All right. So
All right, we'll leave it to you,
I'm gonna
Varys.
1v1 the dragon. I'll cast all my spells simultaneously on myself.
It's a
All
good
right,
plan.
so when I get to the crack, I'll kind of stick my head out and say there's a like kind of like loudly whisper, "There's a dragon in there," and a lot of gold, and I'll start making my way out of the crack.
You maybe have a don't you have like a? Isn't there a spell that lets you like send your voice somewhere, like a cantrip?
Yeah, I don't have it. It's
Is
I
that?
think it's just called send message.
Oh, maybe it's not. Yeah, I'm thinking of prestidigitation, which is my favorite. Which is just like you just make a little light show or something. It's just like a
Yeah.
cheap illusion. Why don't you make a sneak? Sorry. Ooh, I'm thinking about a stealth check.
Ooh.
To make your way back out of there unnoticed.
Nope.
All right.
Well, that dragon's awoke.
that's a critical fail. So you are getting out of there, and as I said, there's a lot of piles of treasure. And on your way out, it's hard to not manage to knock a few things over. There's some piles of coins, things like that, trinkets being spilled over. And this dragon, he's a big old alert dragon, and you make it out in time. You get through the hole, but this dragon is he clearly notices you. He's standing up in the center on his treasure pile, his treasure hoard. And he sends a burst of poisonous breath aimed towards the hole that you are currently exiting from. And you'll need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy, my favorite.
You want to use an inspiration there? Okay, maybe not.
I'm not doing so well.
God, if you only knew the real damage this is supposed to give you. but I play nice on our homebrew D&D stream. It hits you.
Is there a number associated with that?
Yeah, there sure is going to be. You're going to take 7 damage.
Okay.
And you pop your way out of there. And I will also say, so it looks like in the meantime, Featherbottom has been making his way around the side of this tree.
He's a lumberjack and he's okay.
You'll see this spot right here, this that's outlined in black. That's like a much bigger opening.
Okay.
Also, so
you just cut right by that, just like, nope, not caring.
yeah, that's right.
Well, it might not be. It could be ground above me too.
Was it, or was it at ground level?
Sorry, no, it is at ground level.
Okay, so I just ignored it.
I mean, you know. All right, and you made a kind of a path through to the other side. So, what does everyone feel like doing? Probably you'll be rolling initiative in a minute.
I'm gonna get a version like, what in the world was that?
There's a small dragon in there that maybe small isn't the right term. There's a large dragon in there.
Can I do a knowledge check to see what I know about green dragons?
Oh yeah, it's green, and I feel like I'm poisoned a little.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Oh yeah, it was poison damage. You know, as poison breath would usually imply. All right, so I'm trying to. God, this thing's lagging a bit. I'm trying to get the.
But Jonathan, can I try to do a roll to see if my knowledge, if I do have any knowledge on green dragons, even their breath weapons, something?
Yes. Why don't you make a history roll? See what you know about green dragons.
But I have no advantage or anything on it.
I don't. Well, you have inspiration, unless you have something in your background that would you think you might know more about dragons.
I thought maybe if the breath weapon in particular, because we're a descendant from them, but I don't know if I said that anyone was a green dragon in my past or has descent. So I guess no, that's wrong. That's insight. Ignore that. This is the roll.
I like that it also in the chat still says you're rolling as Zeta.
Oh, because I have Zeta as the name.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I have your right initiatives over here because Roll20 always confuses me with this.
Zeta's just like, I know all of dragons.
My last rolls have not been good. 1, 3, and a 3.
Well, you started out so strong. You used up all the good ones at the beginning. Yeah, so, I mean, being a Dragonborn Orion, I don't know. Maybe you know about... Maybe you had an interest in your once sort of somewhat related kin. You know, at least you took a name from them. I don't know. So you've done a little bit of research. I mean, you know that green dragons are, like most dragons,
magically delicious.
Of this, at least of this variety, are mean. They love treasure.
They're dragony.
I would have never guessed that.
They are a bit ornery, but sometimes they also can be. I mean, they're manipulative.
They're dragony.
They might, they can speak. They're intelligent creatures, and they can be spoken to. And if they think that they can get something out of you, they might not necessarily murder you on sight, but they're certainly very dangerous and not something you want to spend a lot of time around.
But didn't you also say this is a fat dragon?
This one it looks like it's been sleeping and hanging out in this tree
So we
for
could
a long
probably outrun
time.
it.
These twig blights have kind of been maybe doing a lot of the heavy lifting for it.
So he's the queen bee.
Yeah, something like
Let's say.
that.
Hmm.
So that's what you know, which is, not an insignificant amount.
It is not. It's enough to know that I'm not happy about this situation.
Probably not.
As we all know, or I guess no one knows in our chat, no one here is good at charisma. When it comes to social,
I
roles,
thought Mulgrew is actually like decent at charisma now.
I think he finally went up, so he gets a +1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm pretty good. My saving throws are +3.
So I guess if we want to try to talk our way out of this, you're going to be the one doing the talking.
Oops.
Let me roll for Jebediah. That's right. Jebediah's here with you. I'm not going to forget about him this time.
How many times last game did you forget about him?
Every time.
60% of the time, I forgot him every time.
Every time.
Wow.
Y'all remember Anchorman? What a classic.
Actually, I watched that not so long ago.
Oh.
It was a good go to sleep movie.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
Who was there for that, right?
You left, yeah.
No, I don't.
Were you here? I don't remember.
And how did the Green Dragon roll?
Yeah, that's what I said was a good roll.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jebediah.
No. His was fine.
Oof.
All right. So, yeah, it's at you. So you're currently all like behind cover. You can't see the dragon. It is inside behind the tree.
And
wait.
we also have split the party with Featherbottom on the exact opposite side.
That's
Yeah.
also correct.
So that was one of the recommendations in the chat.
Should we
And I listened.
should we go to the big
Hole?
hole and actually have room to maneuver?
Well, we don't know that hole exists yet
He
because
does.
Only I
Featherbottom
do.
is.
But you
Yeah,
do
you
know that
do.
this is right now. This path is clear, and where you entered from, everything else around it is thickets.
I do
Fun.
know I want to try to catch up to Featherbottom because I don't know if he knows about the dragon.
I'm just slashing things and whistling a tune.
He saw a bunch of fog, and he didn't. He was just not looking too hard.
So
He
Now,
was in a mode.
I'm gonna go one.
I'm assuming the big dragon can't fit through the little slot, so he's going to be coming out the garage door.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be my max speed. And I will call Zeta to follow me.
Does Zeta have a max speed or no?
60 in the air.
Okay.
But I don't want Zeta to go too far away from me.
Right, because he could be a snack.
Yeah, and I have no plans right now. I have no idea what else to do.
Oh, Zeta's looking like a snack.
Oh.
All right. Well, then it is the dragon's turn. It's the dragon's turn. It's the dragon's turn. It's the dragon's turn.
Is it the dragon's turn?
That's correct. Let me just get some. Oh wait, Averis, you are on the other side. You do make it through the hole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I'm like here.
yes, correct. You don't have to. Otherwise, you'd really be in trouble.
Really? I've got plenty of health.
No, you don't.
I have most of my health left.
All right. Well, this dragon, he was startled by he didn't expect company. He was trying to take a nap, and he certainly doesn't like people rummaging about in his treasure piles. That's no good. He's really let's be honest. As far as dragons go, he's a stereotype. He's not doing a lot of great PR for his kind, and he flies right over up to the hole that you escaped in because that's where he saw you go out of, and he can kind of like poke some like half of his head into it, and his big old scary eyes looking through. So he can see you guys, and he now can at least see Varys, Jebediah, and Mulgrew. He doesn't necessarily see Featherbottom, Orion, or Zeta from because he's just looking through this hole right now.
That's right. This is our plan the entire time.
You're killing it. You're really doing a great job. And he's gonna do something.
Your mom.
Yeah. He sticks his head through here, and he's really scary looking. He's really frightening, and he's giving you all this like it was like a horror movie. Like this is where the scary music would come. It's like bling, bling, after the long silence.
Is this the like? Here's Jackie.
Exactly. Only it's Johnny, but yes, he does do that. Shoves his head through the hole, and he is looking at you, very scary. I need Mulgrew and Varys to make a wisdom saving throw.
Haha, that's my best.
And Jebediah will also be doing this.
I get a
Let's
plus
see.
6, and I got a 12.
Mulgrew's at a 12.
You just have to roll better.
Varys is at a 20. And what did I guess I don't get to ask what Jebediah.
You don't get to ask. Oops, sorry.
So you get to ask, but you don't get an answer.
So
Yeah.
what are the results, Jonathan?
All right. So both Mulgrew and Varys, they did pretty well on those saving throws. They are not scared of this dragon.
Okay.
They've you've been around a lot of things on your adventure so far. You've seen giant sandworms. You've seen I don't know, a lot of other
A
things.
Dragonborn.
Yeah.
The
like,
giant
he's even
squid
worse.
thing.
Uh,
Is that this campaign?
Yes, that
Yes.
was. He's
Yeah.
currently now small and he's in our bathtub.
Jebediah, however, he knows the forest and he knows outdoors, but he's not used to this sort of thing. Like he really doesn't come to this part of the forest. He tries to avoid it. He is
I wonder
frightened.
why.
And he's gonna have disadvantage on rolls as long as he can see that dragon. He's scared of it.
The entire fight.
He can try to make that saving throw on each of his turns to end the effect.
Lovely.
Yes. And if he does that successfully, then he's immune to the being scared again after that.
Me too.
So that's what the dragon does, and then that's what he did. He wants to scare you.
Now,
and
I
he
have
said
a
something
question.
scary too. He was like, "Hello,
Oh, he did speak?
friends."
Is it me you're looking for?
Yeah, it was real scary. Whatever.
Remember me from the starter campaign?
Jebediah found it very scary. What's your question?
Are there any elves in this tree? I'm hankering some cookies.
Man, this really. I would be offended if I was Varys, but that's just me.
The wood elves are different people.
So they're not the Keeblers?
Yeah, so
I'm a high elf. The wood elves are the ones that you're thinking about.
Jebediah is terrified.
Yeah.
He doesn't like this. He's running. He kind of runs like back through some of the branches in the thicket, just trying to get away, but he gets scraped up a little bit on his way out. He takes just
Featherbottom, what are you doing?
a little bit of damage. He gets kind of scratched up,
I'm still cutting. I have no idea what you guys are doing.
and he's gonna try to calm himself down, try to secure himself. He is unable to do so. He's really freaked out.
Wait, I can't see because of that. Oh, I was gonna say if I'm next to him, could I assist or?
I don't. You'd have to come up with like I think a justification for it, because
Yeah, well, he's not even next to me, so I wouldn't even.
yeah, okay. Why is it giving me this? What am I clicking on right now? Cancel.
Zeta just looks at him. Squawks.
So that's Jebediah's turn. Lord Featherbottom, what's your plan?
I'm still on the other side of the tree, so I have no idea any of this is going on.
Well, I think you heard some of this commotion. It's not,
Okay.
you know.
Dragon's roar is not quiet.
Yeah, you heard all that stuff going on.
So should I continue cutting around a tree until I get back to you guys?
What would your character do?
We can't help you because we can't like shout through the
Right.
tree.
All right. So I hear a dragon roar, and I start to move as fast as I can back,
Okay.
which I guess would be that far, correct?
You can go 30.
You can go 30, and also you
Oh,
can
wait,
use your action as a dash to get another movement.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I didn't move 30. I thought I moved 30. I did
So
move
I can
30.
get to
yeah, I
where-
did move 30. I'm
You're here.
right there.
Okay.
So up one. There.
And then do I notice at this point? I guess I noticed it, but I ignored it. The opening in the tree.
Yeah, you can notice that now.
Okay. From where? So the dragon. Can I see the dragon from here?
From the. I mean, it's very foggy in there.
But I could see something.
But it just like moved, like flew through the other side, which is it's flapping its wings a bit. It's clearing it up a little. So yeah, you can tell there's a large shape at that end of the tree.
And I'm assuming that he's attacking you, or I have no idea. I'm gonna say
no.
because I want to start attacking him from where I am, to maybe have the dragon come this way so you guys can get a move on.
Or you can try. No, I can't talk.
It's up to you guys. How.
So I'm gonna assume that he's attacking because I knew that you guys were going up in the tree and all that. So I'm gonna use my longbow.
All right.
So I'm gonna blow through the fog and try to see if I could aim for its back, even though it's facing me.
No, it's
Aim for the one spot where he's missing a scale.
Okay, so I rolled a 20.
Wow, that's a hit.
Okay, thank God.
Now, can I reroll that, or it's only on a 1?
I think you only roll melee weapons.
And neither of those are
two-handed.
ones.
Okay. Oh, right, yeah. Okay. So I'll
All
do
right.
that.
Yes. So your
Well,
arrow.
longbow is two-handed, I thought.
It is.
Is it two-handed or two-handed melee?
It says when you roll a 1 or a 2 on damage die with your two-handed or versatile weapon, you can re-roll it once.
I guess.
I'm actually not sure. If
Because technically
longbows
it is a
count.
What's the
two-
ability called?
Great weapon fighting. Because technically it is two-handed. Because you're holding it with one hand and you're pulling back with the other.
Our
But-
question is the longbow two-handed?
Correct.
That shouldn't be that hard to find out, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I guess the real question is, does that trait affect bows?
It is definitely two-handed. And then the trait, we have the wording of it.
Great weapon fighting.
When you roll 1 or 2 on a damage die with a two-handed or versatile weapon.
Okay, so I
Then-
can re-roll.
But it has to be a 1. You didn't roll any 1s.
It says 1 or a 2.
Oh, 1 or a 2. Oh. Then
Oh,
you-
I guess we rolled them.
yeah, sorry. I missed that. Well, you get to re-roll the 2. Right?
They were both
So
twos.
it becomes an 8.
Oh, really? Because on the
What-
chat, it just said 4 plus 2.
Well, the +2 is it because if he had advantage, he would have crit. So the 2 is the extra die. So we
Oh,
ignore that.
right. I always forget that. So yeah,
So-
the bottom's still right because he rolled
Yeah.
two.
So
So it's 14
So it's-
damage?
no, it's 8 damage because we
Okay, it's just
you don't
8.
have advantage and you didn't use inspiration, so you only had.
Right.
So the 2 was re-rolled into a 6, and that's 8 damage.
All
Okay.
right. All this to figure out how your arrow hit a dragon. I'm sure it'll make a big impact on him. All right, but you hit him. You hit him in the back. It's foggy, but he's a big flying shape, and you've been getting
Did
a
he
good
even notice
workout. with that stuff. I think he felt it. He's pretty aware of his surroundings.
Okay.
And 8 damage. It's a little above like just a scratch.
Okay.
It's like a cut. It's
There's
a
an
poke.
arrow stuck in him. He's,
Yeah.
he's not happy.
got an arrow in him. He doesn't like it. He's not immediately reacting to it. Well, maybe on his next turn.
So
we'll see.
I don't think we're gonna do that diplomatic.
So can
route
I
now.
duck behind the opening? Do I have enough movement to do that?
No, you used all your movement to
I
reach
think-
the edge.
I think you're kind of. I assume you're.
Hidden enough?
Yeah, you're like within that. You're like half and
peeked.
half.
I peeked around the corner and shot him.
Yeah. All right,
No
Mulgrew.
peeking.
It is the
Mulgrew.
turn of Mulgrew.
Mulgrew is going to come over here because I want to do opening.
He wants to do opening.
And then I'm going to use my action to dash and opening.
All right, dashing's a thing.
Yeah. Bear's pointed that out. All right, so you're hanging out like at the corner, and that's your turn.
That is my turn, unless you want to give me like 5 more actions.
I do, but I just can't.
Oh, okay.
I am bound by the laws of these books, and so when I decide to change them, that's different. But it is now Varys' turn.
Do I see the dragon right now? Oh, actually, probably not, because I'm on ground level.
Well, it poked its head through and yelled at you and tried to scare you. So
You
yeah,
can't do it on my lawn.
I'd say its head is still like probably in that vicinity.
I think I'm gonna just fire bolt it and then run away.
Okay.
Runaway train. Never going back.
Does an 11 hit?
I'm gonna have to tell you that unfortunately an 11 does not hit.
All right, so I'm gonna move somewhere. 20. Move there.
You do
And,
so.
yeah, that'll be it.
All right, Orion, it is your turn.
Oh,
All right, so I heard him. What did I hear him call out again?
He went, "Hello." Wait, who? The
The
dragon?
green dragon. Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
He was like, "Hello," but scarier.
No, it should be that bad.
He
Hello.
was like, "Hello."
All right, so I think I don't have to dash to. Yeah, I'm gonna with Zeta in tow. Come on. Oh, I have to click this. There we go. Make my way to the edge. Can I see Featherbottom at the other side?
Yeah, I think you can peek around and notice him there.
All right, so I see him. I'm gonna peek around. And can I see the arrow in his back?
I mean, you could probably not make it out super clearly, but are you trying to do something with it specifically?
No, I want to know it. I want to be able to have the knowledge that my friend Featherbottom has attacked it.
I mean, you could, if you could talk to him as a free bonus action.
Featherbottom, did you shoot an arrow at it?
Yes. Right in his backside.
I curse under my breath in dragon, my own little whatever
Oh.
Dragonborn speak.
Yeah.
Because I go like, all right, there goes the diplomatic route. So I'm gonna then, because I actually have that was only 15, so I've got plenty to go back and forth. So I'm gonna go out and then I guess I'm gonna try to shoot my own arrow. I guess that's the path we're taking right now.
Did you say you made a path? So did I.
Oh.
And I roll 2. Wow, come on! It was on 14, then it got pushed to an 8 by the other one. Ooh.
He's talking about 3D dice. All right. So
He talking about 3D dice.
yeah, don't forget you got some inspiration if you ever want to
Actually,
use it.
Jonathan, the results on there even show that the other one was a 14. That was the if I used inspiration.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, sucks.
But you got a 13, and yeah, unfortunately, didn't quite hit the mark. This
right,
dragon's got
so-
some tough skin on him.
I'm jumping back
like a
behind
dragon
the.
skin?
Yeah, it's like dragon skin, really, is what it is.
All right, so that's my turn.
All right. So, I mean, the dragon just
All right, I gotta take an arrow out.
he's now got speaking of taking an arrow out, he's got one in him.
Aha!
He wishes he could take one out. He doesn't like this. I mean, he watched you guys kind of run around the corner there, and he was trying to be scary, and clearly some of you weren't that scared, unfortunately for him. He is going to zoom over here, like straight to the entrance, because, I mean, he knows this area, and he knows, well, they went that way. There's a big entrance to my tree lair. That's probably a good place to head him off. And that's exactly what he's going to try to do. So he's kind of like sitting right there. In fact, where was he? He was here. What's his speed? Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, he's actually like over here. He exits the tree completely, and he's flying above where that thicket is.
Huh.
Looking down at you guys. But he's looking at you, and he seems he's curious. It's maybe not every day that this dragon encounters people who are trying to hurt him.
Right.
Dumb enough to hurt him.
Hey.
Shoot arrows into his back and the like, and hang out in his lair over here. And he calls out to you, and he says, "What manner of creature is this that dares disturb my peaceful slumber?"
That's not what he sounds like.
That's what he sounds like.
It's
It is
canon.
I, the dragon of the woods. Dare you speak to me and explain yourselves before I ensure that you perish in these woods,
Do you actually
of
have
which
a
I
name,
am the dragon?
or are you just Dragon of the Woods?
I am called Pagaius. There's a soft R in there if you missed it. Pagaius. It's like a guttural, like you barely can hear it. Pagaius. Pagaius. Say it correctly or I will be angry. Who
Yeah,
speaks?
Chris.
Who can speak for this one who shot an arrow into me?
I nudge the Tauren next to me, for I know he is the best speaker of our group.
Yeah, I can talk to you.
Tell me why I shouldn't have this one devoured by me personally and consume him for my belly.
Huh. I really don't see why you can't.
Hey.
Wow.
I don't know. Make up something nice that I said.
No. You're gonna need to make up something nice that you said.
Well, you stuck your head out of a hole in a tree and was scary looking, and he instinctively just shot at you with an arrow. It doesn't look like it hurt you much. We got band-aids if you want them.
All right. Yeah.
I took a peek at what this big tree was, and then you shot some poison at me.
Go ahead and make that charisma check.
Saving throw or
No, just a regular charisma. Or is there more specific persuasion? I guess. Yeah, I guess persuasion. Okay, he has
Before
a
we roll,
17.
we should also think about if we want to use inspiration on stuff. We keep forgetting about that.
He's correct. I don't know how Orion's wisdom score is, but that's a bit of wisdom that you might want to take into consideration. However, that's a decent. Yeah, you're somewhat convincing. I mean, this dragon, he may be aggressive, but he is not uncouth. And he says, "Okay, maybe I came on a little strong. I thought that you were invading, and I suppose I did strike first, as it were. I suppose I could be convinced to let this one slide. If maybe, I don't know. Who are you? What brings you here?
You want to tell him about the wolves, Mulgrew?
Wait, why don't we let? Wait, where are you guys located?
I want to tell him about the wolves.
We
All
should
right.
really have.
And how we weren't planning to go through this path, but we were forced to by some weird magic.
We should have Jebediah talk.
He's terrified.
Yeah, Jebediah does not want to go near this dragon. He is freaked out. Well, okay, so you tell him about the wolves, and you tell him that you, like you said, you were forced through this path, right? And the dragon hears you. The dragon hears that being said. Is he rolling dice for a reason? I don't know. He's just doing it for show. Hard to
Wait
say.
a minute.
Hard to say. He seems to consider this, and he says, wolves. Wolves, you say? Yes. Well, as you can see, I have but a humble treasure hoard here in my tree lair that I've made.
Yeah, a humble dragon treasure lord.
Yes, it is not what it could be. I wish it were greater. Perhaps you say you're heading deeper into the woods, and I must say, where these wolves dwell, there are some treasures there that I have yet to get my talons on. And of course I could do it myself, but I prefer to lounge around this area these days, and I let the twig
It
blights
definitely looks like it.
do most of this for me. What was that? And then
Roll perception to see if he hears me.
let's see, I have to.
Okay, poison breathing dragon, and we're taunting him. That's great. Good plan.
Listen, if you agree to, if you're headed that way anyway, if you come back and you bring me some of the treasures that you find there. The twig blights have been a little bit skittish about that area, and I can't get them to do it for me. Then I'll allow you to pass.
Is there something in particular, or you just mean in general?
I just know there's some powerful magic being conducted in that area, and there's some valuable treasures that I've sensed with my dragon senses. It's a thing that we have.
I think we should take it for now.
Yes.
Sounds reasonable.
Yes, you agree to these terms. Also, however, one other
Oh, no.
thing.
One more thing.
Knowing you, you're obviously not trustworthy. You could run off and never come back here again.
right.
I'd like you to leave something as collateral.
Jebediah?
Oh, I mean, now that you mention it, one of your party would suffice. I don't mind adding adventurers to my collection. They make a nice display, and they have stories to tell until I get bored of them and eat them. So yes, I would allow leaving one of your own here until you return.
What do we have that you...
I don't like that idea.
Yeah, I don't think that's an actual thing we can do. We kind of need them to retrieve items that you request.
Well, you're going to have to suggest something then that will make me happy, or I'll just shoot poison at you and call it a day.
What about Zeta?
No.
What do we... what is it that you seek? I got some bags of sand.
Is this a joke?
Some charcoal. Oh, okay. I think I know what he wants.
A dagger?
Yeah, the emerald dagger.
Are you gonna suggest that to him?
I'm thinking.
Okay, you're thinking.
Yeah.
Take your time.
I'll kind of whisper who's near me. I'll whisper to to Orion. I'm like, should I pull out the emerald dagger?
Hold on. Should I try the rock first?
Oh, could be a dragon egg.
Yeah. Say you rescued this thing.
We rescued this really cool rock from some goblins that were trying to summon some bad stuff earlier. It seems weird and warm and magical, possibly an egg.
I'm sure you better make a persuasion roll as well.
Oh boy. I am going to use an inspiration on this.
All
All
right.
right.
Where
I'll
the
mark
hell?
it.
Those dice are rolling in. Ooh,
Wow, it is a good thing
wow, that's a crit. All right.
Oh, imagine if I didn't use it.
All right. Well, Pagrias is taken by your offer. He sniffs at the stone, and he's got a big head, by the way. So it's a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, he's right up in your grill.
I assume this is like Jurassic Park with the brachiosaurus in the trees.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. And he's like I said, he sniffs at it. It's a start. That could be something. Not sure. Where did you find this?
As I said, there was a camp with a bunch of goblins summoning some very bad things.
VBTs, yes. I'm interested in those. Yes, this could be something nice. I don't know that it's enough. I might need more. I just don't know that you are gonna personally care about this as collateral since you said you just found it. You know what I mean? You
Well, like I
understand
said,
collateral?
You know what I mean?
I think it's an egg, and I would like to see
Oh,
it
you think it's an egg? You think it's an egg? What kind of an egg do you think it is?
That I don't know, but as a
Rock
ranger,
egg.
I like I don't think rock elementals have eggs.
They do in Animal Crossing.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
We also have this cool emerald dagger. I'll pull it out. And I know emeralds are green. You're green. You kind of goes with you.
I do really love emeralds.
I yell
Yeah,
from the
so-
distance. It matches your eyes.
Oh. Well, it's perhaps
Wink.
true.
I'll cast Mage Hand and have the hand hold the dagger and kind of like bring it up closer to him to like kind of like rotating it, like showing it off.
Call now, and we'll throw in a second one for only $9.99.
All right, so emerald dagger, weird, possibly an egg, glowing egg from Magic Place, VBT. These are good. This is a good start. I still feel like maybe if you just leave me the one with the muskrat hat, also I could take him.
We can give you his hat.
I promise I won't eat him. I want you to bring me back these things, and I'll keep him here, and I'll keep him safe for your return.
Mulker, can you do a test against that to see if he's lying?
It's just
The
a
hell
little
kind of test is
insurance.
that?
Insight.
He's not a lion. He's a dragon. I can tell you that from here.
Mulger's gonna think he's a lion.
Intimidate. Oh, okay.
I misclicked. They're right next to each other.
So an 18.
Insight's my roll.
Okay, I'll allow that roll of 18 on your insight.
Bless you.
You know, you haven't had too many encounters with dragons, but in general, it seems like they're mean, they're greedy. They're certainly above all else, they are greedy.
Hey,
And while it's certainly possible, I mean, there could be treachery afoot. You're probably not going to be best friends with this dragon. If what he's saying is accurate about what he wants from this other place, you believe that he would be willing to make this deal, at least in the short term. And you'd have to figure out from there what...
so if we don't come back to the campaign for like another month or two, is that going beyond the short term?
We don't work in
Campaign time.
real world time. We work in campaign time here. So yes, you believe that he wouldn't harm one of your group for the time being, assuming you were quick about it and made good on this deal.
Are you? How does did Jebediah have a say in this?
No.
He's sort of in the back. He's sort of like trying to block this out, so he doesn't really know what's going on.
He also doesn't have a say.
Here, I'm gonna let him make a saving throw. Oh, he's not scared anymore. He's had time to cool off. He's heard this dragon now like speaking like a normal person. He walks over and he's a little bit, he's a little shaken up, but he's no longer frightened. Yeah, he's like, so, what's this dragon saying? What's he want? He's gonna let us through? Huh? Huh? What? What? He's grunting. As you can tell. See, I mean, you going to explain to him the process?
Yeah. Pretty much he wants the treasure for where the wolves are, and apparently, though, we need to leave collateral, and he's decided that you are the collateral.
So there's some kind of he's like trying to huddle with you. There's some kind of a plan, and you're gonna set me free, and we're gonna trick this dragon.
Well, we're going to try to set you free.
The dragon wants some treasure deeper in the forest, and when we return the
forest
treasure to him, it would be a done deal.
Well, you are very close to the wolves' lair, and I mean, I still am not sure what you were planning on doing in there, to be honest with you, but I'm sure you had some kind of a plan.
Oh yeah, we sure do.
I mean, if it's why don't you make a persuasion check to see if you can convince Jebediah to stay?
Mulgrew?
Who, me?
Yeah, you're the best at convincing him.
Persuasion?
Persuasion, yeah. He's on the Jebediah's on the fence. That's a 13 that you got right there.
Let me do this.
If you got a 14, I might have listened more.
Let me do this and say he doesn't have a choice. Damn it!
That was an intimidation roll for those of you at home. Yeah, but Jebediah is a team player, and to be honest, he doesn't really know how safe he feels around you guys either. You've threatened him, and you've just been a little bit, from time to time, unpleasant in general towards him earlier.
I believe it.
And he
charges quite a bit.
He wants to make it clear to you that, he's like, look, you can leave me here, but I'm telling you, if you don't have me with you as a tracker, you will never make it out of these woods alive. So I just think it's in your interest to actually come back.
Yeah, no, it's definitely in the interest, and not just because I don't want to leave you to die. Jeez.
Well, that's
We're gonna
nice.
leave him to die.
It seems like some of you might leave me to die. But maybe while I'm here, I guess I could poke around for some.
See if he has our stuff.
Yeah, for some of our stuff. I mean, he'll probably kill me if I try to take it, but.
Oh, don't worry about that. I mean, what?
You promise you'll be back soon?
No.
I mean, that's the goal. But for all we know now, the wolves are going to have talk, and we're going to have to then do a quest for them to fetch an eye.
I mean, Jebediah, don't worry about it. Most of the time, our DM forgets about you, so it's fine.
Might be for the best. All right. I mean, the Pagrias says, well, all right, sounds good. Done deal. All right, this is good. Yes, I'll keep the man here. I'll keep the nice muskrat-hatted man.
Don't smell that hat. It smells like urine.
He's seen his.
Pagrias,
What's that? Yes.
do you have any equipment that we could borrow to make our journey a bit easier?
God, yes. Yes. Hundreds of things, but you cannot have any of it. It's part of my treasure hoard. Absolutely for me. It's forbidden for you to look at it. Just you'll have
Can
to.
you use them?
You'll have to just leave.
Can you at least point us in the direction that we need to go?
Yes, you keep heading basically where you're going.
Rude.
All right, we'll be back in a jiffy.
Make a left at the big
What's Jiffy?
rocks.
It's Giffy.
You'll see it. There's some hills. There's a cave too, I think. Like I said, I haven't been over there in probably 20 years.
I just imagine he's leaning against a fence drinking a beer as he's talking to us.
Oh heavens, no! I prefer Chardonnay.
Well, dragon's gay.
Or a white woman. All right, so guys, it's okay. He's gay. He can say it. Just want to make that clear for the audience.
Let's move on, shall we?
Jonathan's a white woman, so it's fine.
Exactly, and I'm a white woman. All right. So yes, this dragon agrees to your terms, and you can continue on your journey. I mean, I think this is a good. I think I don't know that we're going to reach any greater heights than encountering a dragon, and it's been about 2 hours that we've been playing, so I think this is a good place to call it for this.
Do we want to stay here or move up the path a little bit?
I think we're going to be leaving this map as soon as the next session starts. So,
But look at all these trees I cut down.
Yeah, here I'll bring you to.
forest.
Yeah. This is your
There we
favorite,
go.
your natural habitat.
All these trees grew back. God darn it!
There you go. I like that self-control. All right, so that was our adventure right there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we will stream more of these in the future. We usually play every week and don't stream it, but we always talk about our sessions
Right.
on our podcast, which is Patreon. If you're interested, you can find the links in the description.
How do they get to that? What do they have to do to get that podcast?
Well, you got to just spend $5 a month. If you sign up right now for $5, you could listen to the entire back catalog, and then you could cancel it when you're done if you want.
Or don't.
It's up to you. I mean, we don't care. It's your
We
decision.
love your support regardless.
Yeah, you can go in there and check it out.
But in addition, there's other things in that podcast, like we talk about the games we played when we used to be able to meet up, other nerd things that we tend to do, which will be lots of Animal Crossing recently, as well as maybe some VR talk from Jonathan.
Yeah, real exciting. And of course, we're on YouTube still. We're streaming a lot of stuff lately. Hopefully you had fun with this. Let us know what you'd like to see more of, maybe some different RPGs or other games in the future. Thanks everybody who's here for joining us.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm thanking you. I'm thanking you. Again, this is Roll for Crit, and that's it. And we're saying goodbye. This has been Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition using Roll20.
See ya.
Bye.
Have a great night.
Bye.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Happy Passover. Happy Bunny Day.
Oh, you damn dirty apes.
And happy fish turning what? Well, we're ending it on that.